Hello, Akita here at Prompts, Products, and Profits, and today I am going to do a little bit of a video that I think you're going to really like. So, at the time of this filming, I am not feeling the best. I am sick, and my daughter is off from school, and so we're working on a project together just to kind of I'm going to teach her a little something and we're going to pass the time. And so she's working on creating a book. And she asked if we could use AI to go ahead and do it. I'm like, okay, sure, we can definitely do that. But you're going to have to go ahead and sketch out or like draw out the different parts of the book because AI is only as smart as we tell it to be. So I don't know if anyone knew this, but you can actually use your images, take your images, put them into AI, and make it look however you want it to look. So I'm going to show you the process that I did with my daughter. And she's actually right here next to me. She's not going to be on camera. Go ahead and wave, sweetie. Put your little hand there. There we go. Yep, there she is. And I'm going to show you the process. So I said, okay, sketch out the different parts of your book. And so she had this idea for Pico and Nico as her, as her main characters of this book. And they ran away and their mom was sad. And basically they're just being bad little birdies. So.
Because they want worm soup.
Because they want worm soup. And there was some, they don't want worm soup.
Actually, they do.
They do want worms. She's like literally telling me what the plot is right now. Anyway, let me show you how this works. So I told her to go ahead and draw this out, and then I popped it into Gemini. So this is the first, if I click on it, this is the first iteration of her actual drawing, which we can go ahead and just, do it like this, no big deal. But we want it to be, she's like, let's use AI and like spruce it up. I'm like, okay, cool. Because your ideas still have to be what your ideas are. We just want to go ahead and stylize it to maybe put it on Amazon, KDP, something like that. She likes the idea of us actually publishing her book and so forth, which I haven't done KDP in a while. But I've been trying to get back into it. So I'm like, okay, let's do a little something together. And like, I'll teach you a little bit about AI as we do this. And so we uploaded the image. You just hit the plus sign right here once you go to gemini.google.com. And you just go ahead and upload files and just grab whatever image you took. I just took an image of it from her notebook where she's actually, I'll show you, just a composition notebook where she's actually drawing out her ideas for this book as she walks through the plot. Took a picture, put it in here, right? Upload the file. And so what I said was, and I'll zoom in so you can, I don't know if you can because I'm not sure quite as good at navigating Comet. But I simply put 3:2 aspect ratio. I have attached a drawing. I need you to do a new create image based off of the drawing. Make it refine like a vector illustration. Mind you, I could have said a watercolor. I could have said pixel art. I could have said, whatever kind of art style would I wanted to do. But I'm thinking, kids book. Make it a polished final product, just keeping the basic format and so forth, but make it bright as though it's going to be used for a professionally published children's book, right? So that is what I put. And then this is what it gave me, right? So it looks really, really cute, but we have like lines here in the back. This basket was supposed to be a cave, but we do have the house, we do have the sun, so it's not bad. So I told her, which I'm going to tell you right now, is that AI, be it for image generation or content or whatever, it is very, very smart, but it's also not that bright. It only knows, it's like only as good as the person handling it. That would be me or you. So I said, okay, let's give it some more context. Why don't you go ahead and add more detail to your drawing, let it know what you really, really want, and then let's run it again. And so we did. So over here, let's see if I can hit this. Is it going to let me do it? No, hold up. Okay. Well, let me do it outside of it. Okay, so over here, I'll show you. Let me get this out the way. Click on this. We have the new iteration, okay? So with that instruction, my daughter went back in and she actually added clouds. She made certain that the thing that looked more like a basket looked more like a cave. She labeled it cave just so the AI would know that she meant cave. And she put a bow tie on Nico. And Pico is still rocking out here, but I noticed this after the fact that this looks to be like a little scarf, right? And she meant this to be farm. She put Fram. It is okay. You laugh it, but it's okay because it's all about experimentation. So we did that. Let's go back. Same instructions. And then this is what we got. So now we have a cave. Let me click on this. A cave that we know that's a cave. But there's a label here too, just so that AI knows we know it's a cave. Pico somehow has a scarf on now because it interpreted that little piece of extra line that she had drawn. I think was that supposed to be the wing?
No,
was it meant to be?
The top part was the wing, and the thing around the body was a scarf.
Oh yeah, so she did add a scarf. Okay, my bad, sweetie. So then Nico has a bow tie, and then we have Fram. So I'm like, okay. She's like, oh no, it's spelled wrong. So we went and again redo the image, look at the text over the farm. It's spelled Fram. Please correct the spelling to farm. Regenerate the image, and so it did. So then now we're like, okay, let's go ahead and do a cover. Why not? Let's do a cover. So we added in some instructions here. Using the image above for inspiration in 4:5 aspect ratio. Create a cover for the children's book called The Adventures of, I don't know if this is really what she wanted to call it. I just threw it up there. That's a good one? Okay. The Adventures of Pico and Nico with the subtitle that says, Baby Birds Stay Out of Trouble for Life. Make the cover bright and cheerful and appropriate for the ages of 6 through 8-year-olds. So we're adding more detail at this point in time. And this is what it gave us. Super cute. We got the little animals here. My daughter was absolutely delighted. But then we said, hey, let's go ahead and kick it up a notch, right? So, and mind you too, this is all starting from an actual drawing that she added and an idea that came out of her head. And so we're just now playing around with stuff and I'm teaching her things about the AI as we go. So we have the cover. I'm thinking, wait a minute, picture book is probably what this is going to be. Let's change the aspect ratio. So recreate the cover of the image in 5:4 aspect ratio. And that's what it did, right? So it's more like a regular picture book. I have several in my classroom. Yes, even fifth. Yeah, I have like about close to 70, maybe 80, because I think picture books should be read by everybody. Free advice. That's my TED Talk. Be it children or adults. There are some awesome picture books out there. Okay, so we like it, but we want to go ahead and just do some edits. So we want to add a colon, right? We want to make certain that it's like 2 dots that come after. Yeah, showing stuff, right? And then we just did some basic editing, right? So all that is in there. And then my daughter was like, well, I said, let's make the text for the title more blocky, right? And so we did this, but then my daughter's like, I don't really like the brown here. Can we change the actual color?
And here comes the accident.
And here comes the happy accident, because I had her use my, just speak into the instructions. She put, I want Pico the color blue and Nico the color orange.
And I'm like, no, the word.
Yeah, recreate the image again, please. But see, this is where we go into AI takes us literally. It's only as smart as the handler. Because if we leave stuff out, it's not going to do what it needs to do. So this is what we got.
That's nice.
Pico ended up being blue and Nico ended up being orange. So it looks great. It's one of those happy accidents, but that was a great teachable moment for my daughter as well as for you if you're not that well versed in AI, is that you do have to be very specific about what you want. Otherwise, it just makes its own assumptions. It wants to please us. Yeah, she's all like, whoa. It wants to please us and do what we've actually said. And so it's using its common sense and doing the best that it can. So it did this. So then we went back again. I'm like, okay, let's be more specific, sweetie. So in the title, take the word or the name Pico and make it blue. Also in the title, take the word Nico and make it bright orange. Recreate the image, please.
Well, you said to say that, and I said it.
And you did say it, yeah. So it worked out.
Words got blue and orange.
Yeah, so blue and orange, we have Pico and Nico. She was very happy with it. And it was a great teachable moment to show how, so final thing right here, how we came all the way from this ideation stage, rough draft sort of thing. Honestly, you could color this and this would look super cute too.
I will.
You will? You don't have to.
Maybe I'm going to do it after all the book unfolds and then I'll color.
After the entire book, yeah.
It's been 8 minutes.
It has been 8 minutes. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up pretty soon, but basically, key takeaways. 1, you can take illustrations, things you had sketched out yourself, put them into AI, and do whatever kind of stylized version that you want.
And be careful what you say, because you may get a blue and orange bird.
I don't know if you heard her, but my daughter just said, and be careful what you say, because you might end up with a blue and orange bird, or something to that effect. But key takeaways, your drawings, your illustrations, your kids' ideas, whatever, can go into AI and you can go ahead and make a stylized version. You want to be careful about what you say and how you prompt. So you tweak and you adjust. And as you go over different iterations, you think about how you want to change stuff, etc., you end up with a really, really nice final product. So all that to say is, Play around. Remember that you are the one controlling the AI. It is simply a tool, a resource that you can go ahead and utilize. My daughter's right next to me. She's going to be here with me as I finish up the rest of my day working and doing her illustrations. And we're going to go back and forth. I'm going to work on some of my books in a different project and kind of go from there. So it has been 10 minutes. So that is about it. If you are liking the teaching, the learning, if you're picking up what I am throwing down, please consider liking, subscribing, all that kind of good stuff. It costs you nothing but means the world to me. And if you're wondering why does she sound kind of odd, I think I mentioned I am a little bit sick. So someone put me on blast about that in my last video. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm like this, and I take naps in between shoots because that's just kind of where I am. Not well enough to actually chase after fifth graders and monitor them, but well enough to like sit up and get a little bit of work done in between naps. That's pretty much where I am right now. All right, so explore, do the thing, and make something awesome, and keep the skill set in mind as you do your own creations. Okay, take care. You want to wave your hand in?